Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Lobotomy and Asylum Field Day, where we're just about to start episode 4 and I believe it will be round 6. But before we go on to the character phase, just one thing I realised that I hadn't explained, and that is regarding the revealing doors. Now, when you reveal the door, like we revealed this one here, and it's locked, you do have an opportunity, if you wish, to try and unlock the door as, you know, a free action. So as part of revealing the door, you can actually try and unlock it at the same time, and I haven't done that. The reason why I haven't done that is because I wanted to keep it difficult for the monsters. If we'd unlocked the door, then with it being now an unrevealed door, they would have been able to breeze through an unlocked door. As it is, because it's been revealed and it's locked, they cannot go through it, rules as written. So I kept them locked and I didn't use the free action that I could have used to try and unlock them. So just explaining what happened there. Now, it's not specifically stated in the rules that that you have to try and unlock them when you reveal them, so I haven't. I've just used a bit of common sense, whereby if you try a door and it's locked, you don't immediately get your lockpicks out and try and open it. Most of the time you just try the door and go, oh, it's locked, I can't get inside, and you're like, you know, forget about it. The reason I mention it now is because there may be a situation where we go to an unrevealed door, reveal it, it's locked, and we want to unlock it. For example, there might be a load of monsters on our ass, and we're trying to escape, in which case I will use the free action. So I thought I'd just explain that now and explain my reasoning why I haven't done it in the past. I haven't done it in the past because I want to make it difficult for the monsters to move around the board. I have mentioned the conga line before, and that's basically what we want our monsters to do. We don't want them coming in from all directions and surrounding us. If they're just coming from one direction, we can keep a good handle on them. Okay, right, so that's explained. Let's get into the character phase. And here we are at the character phase. The reason we're here, the way I do this, is I do all the cooldowns for all of our characters before we actually move into the game round itself. I just find it easier. There's only one that we need to move down, that's Hypnotising Eye, so that goes down to 2. Everybody else has all their skills, and they're all refreshed and ready. Okay, so that is it for cooldowns and what have you. Who is our first player? It is Beatrice. She has the first player there. So let's get back to Quadrant B and see what Beatrice is going to do. And here we are with Beatrice. She's down there with the purple base. What she's going to try and do is she's going to reveal that door there. She's going to see if it'll open. Hopefully it will, because then we can sort of get in here and have a look at this locker, which, if you recall, we've got to gain items from lockers. It's one of our objectives. We've got 1, but we need 5, so we'll need to crack on with that. Because she's going to try and reveal this door, we'll get rid of that, and we will get the bag of doors. See, it's like Monsters Inc. A door's going to come along on the conveyor belt, and it's got a barricade of 4. Which is terrible. Now, obviously, we don't get a try at trying to unlock that. If it had been a locked door, I would have tried to open it, but a barricade is a different kettle of fish. So that's her first action. For her next action, now she could use her club and get rid of all those barricades by discarding her club. And we're going to do that. The reason we're going to do it is because, with any luck, we'll pass the search test and she'll get another weapon out of here. Now, Blake mentioned, you know, if you're going to search lockers, it's normally better to get equipment. And yes, that's right. But we've got to kill a lot of monsters in this scenario. Remember, we've got to kill at least 19. It's going to be more than that because we're going to get progress taken off us. And because of that, I don't want any of our characters using their fists, because it's really difficult with your fists to even kill a basic monster. Basically, you need all 3 of your action points with your fists to stand a chance of killing anything. But in this case, because the locker is right near us, hopefully we won't need many successes to get ourselves another weapon. So what she's going to do is she's going to use 4 durability on her club, which already had 1 durability damage. That's going to take it up to 5. We discard the club. So she breaks the club in order to break down the barricade here. Now that doesn't cost any action points, funnily enough. So we'll get rid of that, so that doesn't go back in the bag. So she's managed to lever it open, and it didn't cost any action points to do that. Her second action point, she's going to go into here, and for a third action point, she is going to search. So first of all, we get the bag, and let's see what is possibly in this locker. Here we go. Well, it looks like it's a medicine locker. So we wanted, we want 4 successes because she doesn't currently have a weapon. So hopefully we can get 4 successes, but at least if we get 1 success, we're going to get a med. But yes, that is unfortunate. So we'll get rid of that. And yeah. Oh. So what's her imagination? Her imagination is 6, which isn't good. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what we do here, I think we'll be able to fit that in there without causing any problems. Can we see it? Yes, we can. Hopefully 4, 5 or 6, and we're going to get 4 of them. The med will be fine, you know, very grateful for it. But really what we want, what we really want, to paraphrase the Spice Girls, is 4 successes. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 5 successes, so we could have got some equipment, but as I say, she is now without a weapon and she needs a weapon. So she got 5 successes, which is great. She's going to get a weapon out of here. Normally, if it wasn't this particular scenario, then I probably would go for equipment, to be honest. But saying that, if it wasn't this particular scenario, I wouldn't have used 4 of her durability off the club to get in there. So it's a bit of swings and roundabouts, really. Right, let's see what weapon she's found. She's found a pistol. Brilliant. So roll 5 dice. It's got fire. What fire means is that that'll ignore a defense on whatever you're firing at, so that's good. And obviously it's got 1 range. We get +1 to attack rolls. You may lose 1 durability to add an extra dice. I suppose what that's trying to convey is if you use 2 bullets rather than 1. So it's got 7 durability, so 1 in the chamber, and it's got 6 in the revolver itself or whatever. So she's now got a pistol, which is great. Put that over here. We also have another progress point, so we'll add that to all the others. We were at 4, so we're now at 5, so that's great. We can get rid of that. Again, that gets discarded, it doesn't go back into the bag. And yes, we needed that weapon, so that is great news. Okay, that is it for her, I think. Yes, 1 to reveal the door, then she used the durability of her club for free. That was free to actually get rid of the barricade. 1 to step into the room, which was 2 action points, and then her third action point was to search, and she has got a pistol. Brilliant. Okay, next up it will be Nicholas Jackson. And here we are with Nicholas. He's up there with the red base. What he's going to do is run. So he's going to run in a moment. Just a word about his special ability. He is unstoppable. So for an action point, he could actually remove a door. Yeah.
and just put one of his skills onto cooldown, and he can actually remove a door. So I believe that counts for, what it says, use one action point, put any skill on cooldown as if it were used to remove a door token from your space. And because it's a door token, I think that means even a barricade. Yeah, so a barricade or even a locked door like he's next to now. So, and you know, that's the name of his special ability, unstoppable. So a lock's not going to stop him, a barricade's not going to stop him. You know, hey honey, I'm home. So, but he's not going to do that, but it is a good ability to have. And I think what we will do is going to run, because we're going to start by splitting the group up for the first time. I think we should have them in 2 groups of 2, just for a while. And they're just going to split up and try and get a bit more done. But I don't want to put them in on their own. So I want at least 2 of our characters together, and we'll have Nicholas and Helena together, because that's where he's going to go. So he would have 5 movement because he's running. He's only going to use 4 of them. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and he is going to go into space 6. What I'm also saying, I'm just going to use my army pointer, I'm also going to say that they are in line of sight. Yeah, there's a curve there of this room, and I think that that scavenger can see them. He would have certainly seen Nicholas come out of that suite of rooms and go and join Helena. So he is fixated on those now. So line of sight trumps nearness. So even though Beatrice here is nearer, she is through a wall. So he's going to go for what he can see, and he can see those 2. But we'll see that later on during the monster phase. So that is it for Nicholas. He's ran. He's used 4 of his permitted action points when he runs to join Helena. He can't do anything else because he was running. But the reason, another reason why I've put him with Helena is he does have an extra weapon. And you'll see why I've done this a bit later. Okay, so that is it for Nicholas. Next up, it is Helena. And here we are with Helena, yellow base there. She is next to a barricaded door, and she is going to pull the same trick that Beatrice did. And what she's going to do is, for free, remember, this is free, doesn't cost an action point. She's going to put an extra 3 durability on her gas pipe, and she's going to lever that barricade open. Both those doors I'm not bothered because they don't lead anywhere, they just lead into a room. So we're not really improving the, you know, we're not making a thoroughfare for the monsters by getting rid of these. So get rid of that. And don't put it back in the bag, put it in the box. Right, there we go. So that door is now open, and she still has 3 action points. So she's going to go 1, 2, and there's a locker. She is going to have a look at the locker. So we'll get rid of that as well. And the lockers are the light brown bag, aren't they? Yep. So again, what we're looking for here, again, is a weapon. Because she's really used up that gas pipe. But if there's something really low cost on equipment, she can get that as well. The reason being that Nicholas, who's right by her, he has that extra weapon. He's got a fire extinguisher and a wrench. So this may be a case where we pick up a med or we pick up an equipment, we'll see. Right, so we get a really expensive one. So we need 4 successes again. Ugh, blimey. Right. So, picking out the really bad ones. Okay, so, and we need to succeed, because if we don't find an item in this locker, then we don't get the progress point. Right, so can we see that? Yes, we can. Her imagination is 7, so actually she gets an extra dice. We'll have those dice that we rolled last time, because we got a load of successes on them. And we'll add another one for 7. So we need 4 or better on 4 of these dice. Go on, Helena, you can do it. What have we got there? We've got a 4, 2 5s, that's 3. We've got a 6, and we've got another 5. So we actually ended up getting 5 successes. They're rolling well, these dice. I like them. I like them a lot. So, do we pick a weapon, or do we pick a med, or do we pick equipment? We're going to go for a weapon because of the amount of monsters we've got to kill. You know, it may be a case of I'd have gone for equipment if the last piece of equipment we got wasn't so crap, which was that leather mask that Bernard found. So, but yeah, we're gonna go for a weapon again. I think weapons are going to be important in this game. Get rid of that, back into the box, and we'll get the weapon deck out again. And we'll do a cut. And we find, ooh, a scalpel. So this is 4 dice. Gain a free attack with this weapon each turn. That's immense. It's small as well. Fantastic. This does not take up any inventory space whatsoever. And it's got 6 durability. This is a good weapon find. I'm glad I plumped for getting a weapon. So, Helena, she now has 2 weapons. The gas pipe still has 1 durability on it. But that scalpel is cool. Yeah, so we'll move across to the scalpel once the gas pipe has gone. It's only 4 dice compared to the gas pipe's 5, but there is that free attack. I imagine because it's small and it's dead quick to use. It's like a little metal shiv that you can use really quickly. So that is a good find by Helena, and that is another progress point. So that puts us up to 6. So even if we get one of those blue stars, we'll only get put down to 3 progress points. Okay, right, that's it for Helena. She used a free action to pry off the barricades with her gas pipe, and that cost 3 durability for her gas pipe. Then she got into the room, moved twice to get to the locker, and then she searched the locker and found a scalpel. Right, oh, that's it for her. Time for our final player for this round, who is Bernard Smith. And here we are with Bernard with the green base. Now, unfortunately, this guy is just too far away. Just too far away, even with his hit and run ability. So he could go 1, 2, 3 to here, but again, this room is split, remember? So with hit and run, 1, 2, he could only get to there. He couldn't attack this guy. That is bad, because it will be yet another turn where we haven't killed a monster. That means we're going to get extra monsters in the spawn phase of the, you know, the monster turn, and we're getting too many monsters on the board. We're going to have to kill some soon. But as it stands, we weren't able to get to this guy. I think we will have an opportunity to kill quite a few monsters very soon, as obviously this lot are all moving up here. As mentioned before, when I was talking about Nicholas, I'm going to try and get people sort of together. So Bernard's just going to go 1, 2, 3 to here. Yeah. And that's this side of that white line here. So even if this guy moves twice, 1, 2, he's not on the same space. And then next turn we'll look to get Beatrice out here to help him. And hopefully we will be able to give this guy a good shoeing. But as it stands, in fact, I might not... Oh yeah, that's what... No, I said about line of sight. Now you're probably thinking, well, if he's there, he can see him. But you can't. The reason is there's a doorway there, and you can only see 1 into a room from a corridor. Vice versa, you can only see 1 out of a room into a corridor. So because he's an extra space back, he's in the shadows, and that scavenger cannot see Bernard. So this guy will move this way. So, but if I'd moved Bernard into 11, like if it said, run Bernard, run, and he'd have got there, obviously, you know, he'd have just attacked him. If he'd have got there, he would have seen him because he's 1 behind a door. But as it is, this guy can just see Nicholas. Okie dokie. Right, which should give us a chance of Beatrice and Bernard if they have to, just coming up behind him and dispatching him if Nicholas doesn't do that before them. Okay, so that is it for Bernard, and that is it for the character phase. So next up is the monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase. Just one quick thing before we go into the monster phase, just around doors and the way that I, used the durability. If you actually look on, I think it's page 24. Now, it doesn't specifically mention it in here for barricaded. It just says you can use the durability for free. But if you actually read the example, which is on the facing page 25, it does explain that taking those barricades off is by using durability on weapons is perfectly fine, and you can sort of carry on, so it is a free action. So just read through that example that's on the facing page, and it's slightly different from what we've done, obviously, but you can see when you read that you are allowed to take those barricades off for free, so long as it's you're getting rid of durability off your weapons, and then you can carry on, and it didn't cost you an action point. Okay, so just thought I'd put that one out there before I get asked any questions about it. And yes, here we are at the monster phase. Okay, so monster phase, we need a movement card, always a delight. And remember, we are on 6 progress, I believe. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get myself, hang on, a couple of dice. And I've got some D10s here. Bear with me. And we'll get a red and a blue. Right, so the blue's going to be, we'll put them out here just off to the side. The blue's going to be the 10s, and this is going to be the 1s. So knock the door over. There we go. Get back. So we're on 6. It's just easier for me to track. Can you see that at the side? So we're on 6 at the moment. We may lose some because we're just going to pull one of these crappy cards. But let us see. We're going to lose 1 because we've got a green marker there. Can't run, can't hide. Monsters gain +1 action for this turn. Oh, that's awful. And it's a good chance that I kept Bernard where he was. Yeah? Because that guy, he would have been able to get to him in 3 and attack. But he can't see him. He can see our guy up there. And 1, 2, 3, he can't reach Nicholas. So that was very lucky. That was very lucky indeed. We got away with that one. But it does mean they're going to get +1 movement. Green, so we lose a progress. Now, we haven't killed any monsters, so we're just going to have to lose... I don't think we're going to lose a memory. Yeah, we'll keep the memories. There's less memory tokens on the board. As you can see, there are absolutely loads of lockers, so we'll lose an item. We don't actually lose the item, we just lose the progress we got from finding one. That's an important distinction. So we're back to 5 progress, unfortunately. God, I hate this mechanic. We'd be well on our way to winning if it wasn't for that, these stupid stars. Okay, so we're back to 5 progress. Every monster is going to get an extra move, because basically action points are movement for monsters. Monsters attack if they're on your space, and it doesn't cost them action points, remember. Okay, we've got no memory shrine coming out. We've got no movement for our friend the Warden, and we're going to get 2 scavengers, but not yet. We've got to do monster movement, so I'm going to go away, do the monster movement. I'll be back in a moment. And I'm back, and we've had some significant movement there because we have got a few scavengers on the board. Now, as you can see, just up in quadrant A here, this chap, he moved a couple. The mental patient that was up here in 7, he has to come down the stairs, so he went 1, 2, he's moved 2. The nurse that was just out here, she's moved 2. All the scavengers that were around here, they're over here, along with the mental patient that moved 2, and this mental patient moved from here 1, 2. So they're all making their way around here. They are a bit bunched here, but remember one of these is a mental patient, so he'll fall behind. He hasn't got the action points the scavengers have. This scavenger went 1, 2, 3, so he got right to the corner. Our friend up there, he had line of sight to Nick, so he went 1, 2, 3. So he hasn't quite reached him, so we're all right there. Down here in quadrant C, this mental patient came out of the door. He was originally here where the other one is. Came out of the door. He didn't move again. Remember my house rule? He oozed out of the door, then he couldn't do anything else this turn. So even though he got an extra action point, he couldn't use it. He was exhausted because he came through that unrevealed door. The nurse had already come out the door last turn, so she got a full 2 movement. She went 1, 2. And this nurse, she'd oozed out the door as well. She was here. So, or was she here? She was actually in there 4, wasn't she? So, in fact, she's here. Yeah, she, similar to this mental patient, has oozed out the door. She loses the rest of her action points because she's exhausted through going through the unrevealed door. She's a basic monster, remember, and that is my house rule. This scavenger here, he'd come out of his door already, so he's gone 1, 2, 3. And he is in there. So that's all the monster movement done. They are heading towards us, and now we're going to get an additional 2 scavengers. So we are going to have to start killing these guys. It's nice and polite of them to start lining themselves up to be killed, because we're going to have to kill a few of these, and then we're either going to come down to quadrant C, which I think we'll do. We could go across to quadrant A. But the reason I don't want to go across to quadrant A is it does have the warden in it, and there's still a couple of, monsters in there that could cause us a bit of trouble. But we'll have a think about that. Things may change as the monsters move, and whether it's A or C, we can make a decision closer to the time. Right, 2 scavengers. We need the D12 and we need the D4. We'll pop this in here, seeing as most of our monsters have moved out the central tile. We'll zoom in so you can see what I actually roll. There we go, that should be good enough. So let's have a roll. Our first scavenger is going to... Oh, B quadrant. Damn it. B8. B8. Oh, it's in that room. We don't want it in that room. It's gone into the guard room. We don't want it in that room because we want to go in and we want to raid the locker that's in there. And now it's got a bloody monster in it. And yeah, that's going to come out next turn. But remember, there is a door there. It's unrevealed. So even if it comes out of that room next monster phase, it will be exhausted. Remember my house rule. Right, so that's the first one. Where's the second one going? Don't go to quadrant B. Go somewhere bloody else. Right, that's 1. A1. So that is here. So the next one is going in there. That's not too bad. Yeah. So, yeah, that's not too bad. Right, I'll just zoom out. Won't be a second. Okay, so I've zoomed out. Yeah. Guard room. It's got first scavenger in it. Damn it. And where the warden started, the beginning of the game, A1, that's got the other scavenger in it. So, yes, we're going to have to do a bit of killing next turn, it looks like, and we can get rid of this now. At least the warden didn't move. We did get a bit of progress, and we found ourselves a couple of weapons, but we lost one of those progress thanks to the green surge there. Never mind. Okay, the movement deck goes back into the deck holder. Right, oh, so that was it for that round. Let's move right into, I think it's round 7, and the character phase. And here we are at the character phase. Our first player token is going to go from Beatrice, and Nicholas Jackson is going to be going first. As regards cooldowns, only one skill that's on cooldown at the moment, that is Hypnotising Eyes for Helena. So that goes down to 1, so she'll have that back next episode. Okay, so that is it as regards cooldowns and whatnot. Let's get over to Nick. And here we are with Nick. So he's going to have to clear the way for Helena. Helena is boxed in there. She does have her shadow step ability. She could sort of like, you know, hop out of there, but I want to keep that. So I'll keep that in reserve. So it's up to Nick to save the lovely Helena. What he's going to do is he's going to use 1 action point to move in here, and then he is going to attack. He's going to use his wrench. Now remember, it does have 2 durability damage on it at the moment, so it's only got 4 durability left. Gets 5 dice. He's going to use none of this down here. That's just about repairing other weapons and stuff. So he's just going to a wrench to the head for this scavenger. So that is his second action point, is to try and brain this scavenger. So he's going to be rolling 5 dice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's have a quick look at the scavenger card just to refresh our memories. Here he is. So he's got no defense, which is cool, and he's only got 3 health. So hopefully we'll be able to get rid of him. We're rolling 5 dice. I think it's a 4+ for Nicholas. Yes, so he hits on a 4, 5 and 6. Come on, Nick. We want 3 successes. And he got... That is an awful roll. What a time to roll. So bad. He got 1 success. So that is just 1 hit. Fortunately, he has another action. But we're not going to be rolling those 4 dice, which was a crap. We'll get rid of those, and we'll get 4 more dice, and this 5, and he will attack again for his final action. Alright for him to stay there. There is a scavenger in that room, but house rule, once he comes out of that room, that unrevealed door, he will be exhausted. Righto. Bob. So, did we get the requisite 2 successes? We did. We got a 6 and a 5. So, just about killed this guy. That is another progress point, because we've killed a monster. So, that goes up to 6 again. We're on 6 progress. And, well done, Nicholas. Well done, lad. Right, I'll get rid of that, put it off to one side. And that is it for Nicholas's turn. He made a bit of a balls of it. I think I rolled a 1 there, didn't I? I think on that second roll I rolled a 1. So his wrench has gone to 3. I'll flash up if I get that, if I've got that wrong, but I think I rolled a 1. So his wrench is on 3 durability damage now. And yes, so he's managed to get rid of that scavenger. That is it for him. Next up, it will be Helena Swan. And here we are with Helena, yellow base, up there in that room. She is going to run. So that would give her a total of 5 movement points. Don't think she's going to use all of them, because she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and she's going to stay there at space 9. Yeah? The reason for that is she does have Shadow Step. So next episode, during the monster phase, this guy's going to come out. Yeah, he's going to go through the unrevealed door here. My idea here, by putting Helena here, is there's a wall here. She uses Shadow Step. Room, this 8 here is only 1 single room. So she can use Shadow Step to go in. She can spend 1 action point to search that locker, and then a final action point she can actually come out, because Shadow Step lasts her whole turn. So she should be able to get in there and get out very quickly. So, and that's how we're going to deal with that particular locker. Otherwise, what I'd have done, if that scavenger hadn't have been in there, I would have revealed that door. Yeah, and just hoped that it was open. But as it is, we're going to have to do a bit of a dance routine in order to avoid the scavenger, and she's going to have to use her shadow step ability. I think that's a good plan. Okay, so that is it for her turn. She ran, but instead of using her full 5 movement points, she only decided to use 4. Okay, right, that is it for Helena. Next up is Bernard. And here we are with Bernard. He is going to use 2 movement points. Remember, he's got 4 action points in total, so he's going to use 2 of them to move. 1, 2. His third action point, he's going to do his little shimmy, which he did a couple of episodes ago. So he has got dual wield, and he has hit and run. We're going to take 2 of his cooldown markers, because we're going to activate both of these. He's going to hit and run, which means he can go 1, 2, attack this guy, and then move back. And he'll be able to dual wield, because he's allowed to attack with 2 different weapons as 1 action. So these will both go on a cooldown of 3. So we'll pop those back up here, and we'll put the cooldowns on them. And he gets to attack with his kitchen knife and his broken glass, and I've got to remember that we can manipulate those rolls. So let's get this back. So first part of hit and run, 1, 2, faces this scavenger and goes, "Hello, my name's Bernard, and I'm nuts." And he's going to attack with broken glass and a knife. So that's going to be 9 dice. We'll take 5 of these brown ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 of the green ones. So the green one's going to be the kitchen knife. Do we get an extra attack? Yes, we gain an extra die. So we'll give the extra die to the kitchen knife, because it's got a better durability. So we're going to be rolling a total of 10 dice. Scavenger, we've just seen, it's only got 3 health, but Bernard only hits on a 5+, remember. So he's going to have to roll pretty well here. Come on, Bernard. And that looks awful. He has a 5 there. That's a hit. He has a... Oh, no, he's done alright. He's done alright. He's got a 5 there on the brown, and he's got another 5 here on the green. And he could use the manipulation. He could get 2 of these 4s for the kitchen knife. Could turn into hits as well. The only bad news is he got 3 1s on his broken glass. So even though so he did change that 4. So he got a load of hits, basically. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He got 6 hits. But he's not able to manipulate those 1s enough, so he's going to lose an extra durability off his broken glass, which is unfortunate. And but he does kill this guy. Absolutely marmalises the scavenger. That is another progress point. And more importantly, we have managed to get a couple of monsters off the board. And the max spawn you get for 4 characters is 2 monsters, so that is good news. Okay, right, so we've killed that. And we're up to 7 progress. That, he moves back, because it's hit and run, 1, 2. So he did his hit, killed it, moved back. He killed a monster, which means one of his cooldowns can come down by 1. And I think we'll have hit and run come down by 1. And because he don't really need dual wield, he'll always have, as long as he's got at least 1 weapon he can use, that's cool. What's he going to do for his final action point? Well, I think what he is going to do is... what about these guys? 1, 2, 3. They could get there with 3 and attack him. Right. He's going to move 1. I think we're just going to risk it for a biscuit. He's going to go in here. If the scavengers move twice, you know, get an extra movement point like last time, then we're screwed. But hopefully they won't. and he'll be set up for next turn. Yeah, because I want to get a few of our guys, once these fellas move, so they'll move to the corner here. If they do normal movement, we're just in a position whereby Bernard can get in amongst them and start like raising merry hell. So we'll take a bit of a gamble there and just hope they don't get an extra activation. Right, that's it for Bernard. Next up is our final player for this turn, which will be Beatrice. And here we are with Beatrice, purple base. She's going to run. So she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's going to come to there. And that is going to be it for our character phase. Next up, it's the fun-filled monster phase. And here we are at the monster phase. I can't remember, did I put an extra progress on for Bernard killing that scavenger? Can't remember. I'll check in editing. I've got it at 7 at the moment. It may be 8. I think it's 7, but yes, I'll check in editing. Anyway, monster phase. That means dun, 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 the deck of doom, the good old movement deck, and we don't want an extra activation because that's going to cause Bernard some problems. So let's do a cut, and what do we get? A blue star, damn it. No event this time. We do get a memory shrine, we do get warden movement, we get a bloody nurse coming out as well as the scavenger. Blue, so that goes back 3. As it stands, that puts us back to 4. So, bloody hell, this is the easy, yeah? I'm playing it with house rules, and this is easy Asylum Field Day. We're back to 4 progress, I believe. It may be 5. It depends whether I got to 8 progress or not. I'll flash that up. And yeah, that's a real downer, man. Right, where's the memory shrine going? Let's zoom in. Right, we're back. Let's roll for where the memory shrine is going. D12, D4, A2. That's awful. It's nowhere near us. It's here in this room. So we've got another one that's in A2, actually. So there are 2 memories in there. So perhaps we will go to A tile after all. That has got 3 memory tokens in it, tile A. Right, and we get warden movement. So I'll come out again so we can see the warden move. And here we are. That's where the extra memory token went. So there's 2 in space 2 of tile A. The warden moves to 5. We may have to use that other house rule, you know, where nobody does anything for a turn in order to knock him back 1, because he's already at 5. And he hasn't really been moving a lot, but our progress is awful. If we are on 4, you know, we're nowhere near. Nowhere near. Alright, and I think we've been playing pretty well. So, there you go. Okay. Right, so we've done that. It's monster movement time before we spawn that scavenger and that nurse. Fortunately, they're only going to move. They don't get any extra activations. So I'll do that. I'll move this out of the way. And we'll see where they end up. And I'm back. The main movement, I won't go through everything. The main movement to notice is these 2 scavengers. They are on the same space, but they're just 1 space away from Sunny Bernard there. And yes, could be tricky. Could be tricky for Bernard. So we'll have to see how he goes on. Can't really get too much help. But if he can get in there, he has got 4 action points, remember. So if he can get in there, he may get a chance to kill a couple. But we've also got to remember that that mental patient is due to move as well. So if he stays in this space, even if he kills these 2, he will get attacked by that guy. So we need to bear that in mind. Everybody else has just moved. They're just going this way. That's where all the characters are. And this corridor is the only way to get to them. So that's what they're heading towards. Right, so that's monster movement. Next, monster spawning. We get the scavenger and we get the nurse. So let's get this out again. And let's zoom in again. Okay, so where are they going? D4 and a D12. the scavenger is going to C2. So scavenger C2, I believe, is here, yes. So it's there. Quite a popular spawning point, isn't it, the warden's office? So yes, we've got a scavenger in there, and the nurse is going to D7. Right, get a nurse, and she is going to D7, which is right out here. So she's outside the front door, so she's probably turning up for her shift. Okay, I'll zoom out and we'll take another look at the board. And here we are, zoomed out. Yep, that nurse coming, reporting for work. She's just come to come out of the car park, and she's just at space 7 there, ready to walk in. Where did we put that scavenger? That scavenger went in the warden's office, just down here. Right, so there we go. How did that turn go? Well, okay. We got some progress, but then we got another one of those blue surges, and we also had a green surge, so we lost 4 progress. Yeah, I think we're pretty much back where we started. So that's just the way it goes. As you can see, very difficult game, even with house rules. We can get rid of that. And yeah, we're not getting it anywhere fast. The only other way to try and get it done a bit faster is to split up, but I think that just gets you killed quicker. It works if you split up and you're you're very lucky on the rolls and the monster movement. Yeah, then perhaps it'll work. But other than that, you're really struggling. But we are getting a load of monsters lining up, so we should get a lot of progress so long as we can roll well. The dice have been kind to us, pretty much. I think there was only Nick got a crappy roll, wasn't they? Other than that, we rolled pretty well. So once we start killing, the monsters start, lining up. If we can kill them, that'll be a hell of a lot of progress. So we'll see. As regards the progress we lost, I'm going to lose as much of the locker item progress as possible. As I say, the memories are a bit harder to come by. There are not as many tokens. Once they're all out on the board, you don't get any more. So we're still in a position where there's a lot more locker tokens on the board than there is memory tokens. But if you have a look at the screen at the end of this particular episode, I'll show you exactly where we're up to on progress and which objectives we have still ticked off and haven't lost to that bloody set of surges. Okay, right, so that is it. Gone okay, not brilliantly, but now we're pretty much used up. Oh, I tell you one thing I did forget to move. I forgot to move this guy. He comes out into space 7. He is with Nick, but remember my house rule, as soon as they ooze out of an unrevealed door, basic monsters are exhausted, so he cannot attack. So hopefully he'll be a progress point next episode when he gets wailed on by by Nick. So there we go. That's it, I think, for this episode. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscriptions, for all the views. Thank you for all the help and support and the likes and dislikes. You're all amazing. Thank you very much. Anybody who's been across the Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. And thanks to anybody over at BGG who's liked the video threads or made a comment over there, Dropgeek Gold, any of that sort of stuff. Thank you. Big shout out to my Twitter, Instagram and Facebook followers. Hello! And thank you for following me. It's brilliant. Alright, oh yes, any errors, let me know in the comments. I'll try and fix what I can. I'll just go to editing now. I'll have a look and check on the progress we've made and check those durability rolls that I may have missed, and hopefully I'll catch those up. Just check the the little printout I do at the end of the episode, and hopefully we'll have all that right. But if I missed anything, by all means let me know and I will try and fix it if I can. So that is it for episode 4 of Lobotomy and Asylum Field Day. I hope you join me for episode 5, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, signing off. Toodaloo.